All right, this is just a quick video on why we can't listen to everybody else and just follow people, and why it's really important to try things for ourselves. And I want to talk a little bit about dairy, and people talk about how bad dairy is for you and how it ruins your skin and it's bad for you and all of that. And all I can say is that I've had the complete opposite experience. I do only consume raw dairy though. I don't consume pasteurized dairy except for a little bit of cream that I do mix into my whole raw milk. And I do have a little bit of pasteurized cheese from time to time. I try to buy raw cheese when I can, but dairy for me has been incredible for me. And I have done the experiment on multiple occasions where I take it out of my diet for months at a time and add it back in. I thrive on dairy. That's me personally. That's my body. My skin thrives on dairy. Okay, thrives on it. And I've been drinking raw milk for over 20 years and I thrive on it. Okay, I have no issues that you hear of people claiming for themselves, because again, it's just our own unique body and how we respond to different things. It doesn't make me gain weight. It doesn't make me break out. It doesn't do anything negative to me. It only gives me positive, healthy benefits. Okay. And back in the day, they used to have what's called the raw milk cure. People would travel for hundreds of miles before cars to get to these places because they didn't have access to healthy, clean, raw milk that was clean and healthy. Because you have to remember, the history of raw milk is, you'd have to do a lot of homework to understand the history of it, because before they started trying to kind of mass produce it, it was extremely safe and extremely healthy, and you just didn't see everybody getting sick from it. It was only when they started trying to capitalize on it and starting to market it and starting to sell it in a way that is like not the way it should be, like directly from the farm, knowing your farmer, knowing the practices, and of course living in that environment so your body is acclimated to that bacterial load. So people were literally traveling for hundreds of miles to have access to this raw milk cure. People were healing terminal diseases that they were told were going to kill them. So I am not convinced that raw milk is the demon. And I know that people, talk about the insulin spike and the growth factor, but our own body makes growth factor. And to think that a little bit of milk is going to just put all of this growth factor into your body, it's really not a lot. And as we get older, we actually lose our growth factor. Our growth factor actually starts to lessen a little bit, which is part of the aging process. And a lot of elderly people who start drinking raw milk start to feel better. They start to have more energy. They start to have more life back because it's giving them just a little edge. It's giving them nutrients, fat-soluble nutrients that are easy to digest, because a lot of elderly people don't digest things as well. So it's liquid nutrition. It's like liquid gold. And I thrive on it. My kids thrive on it. And I've recommended it to some friends that are now thriving on it. And the farmer, one of the farmers that I used to get my milk from, I go to a different farm now just because of some circumstances that have nothing to do with the farm that I used to go to, because I love her and I loved her milk. Loved the way she raised her cows and her practices. She was phenomenal. But she used to have childhood arthritis and it lingered into her adulthood. So she was born with it and it never went away. She had it right up until she started farming. And then when she started farming, she started drinking raw milk and her arthritis went away. And she said, I didn't do anything different. I literally just started drinking raw milk. So for her, raw milk was medicine. It was healing. So she experienced what the old eclectic doctors experienced with the raw milk cure. So anyway, we got to just find what works for us. If you don't like dairy and you don't do well with dairy and you don't want to drink it, don't drink it. But for those of us that are thriving on it, it's amazing. All right, signing out.